honestly,
to win
though,
a prize for December.
if the reason why you join our Patreon is for the football pick'em,
No.
I don't want you in our...
pick'em.
Oh, really?
The pickle pick'em.
Oh,
is
for
what I'm
this
saying.
month. I thought you said
It
the football.
resets in December.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Football is long over.
Thank God.
That is so exhausting.
Can we never do football again for our podcast? I just want to make it like a thing.
I feel like you don't do football anyways.
I don't. I hate it. It
So you'll be
makes me.
fine.
So I don't know how it
I
affects your
barely
life,
do fancy
Chuck.
basketball. I think we need to make a moral stance against the
CTE.
big tobacco of sports.
Tell the truth.
All right, we'll consider it.
All this Patreon talk reminds me of a little song.
Oh, what's that?
I got a listener submitted Game of Thrones through the Patreon Messenger.
Scones.
Oh, excuse me, Game of
That
Scones. Luke Hall asks, "Hey there, guys! Little game of scones within the croissant questionnaire for y'all. You guys are each going to get 3 strikes.
Okay.
I think between the 2 of you, you can get this.
Okay.
Who are the current top 10 in PER across the league?"
Okay. Who wants
Keith,
to go first?
you get to go first.
I'm gonna go with one. I'm wasting this one. I'm using it now. Montrezl Harrell.
Whew, he barely stayed in there, but 9th,
That's
Montrezl
crazy.
Harrell.
Anthony Davis.
3rd, well done.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
1st, well done.
LeBron James.
6th, well done. Like a Donald Trump steak.
Sacrilege.
Or a LeBron James steak.
Similarities between the two.
James Harden.
Correct, 7th.
Joel Embiid.
Correct, 10th.
Ooh.
Now we're running out.
Keep it perfect, guys.
Now we're running out.
Give you a hint. These players are white.
Wow. All the rest of them are white?
There's one.
Jokic?
There's 2 that are white. There's one that is questionably white, somewhat white, and then there's one who is all black. Did you say Jokic?
I did.
That's incorrect.
Oh,
Strike one.
Strike one.
Man. All the race stuff has got my head, because, like, what does
The race
questionably
stuff
white
is
mean?
always in your
No,
head.
it's
I don't get it.
it's a very weird thing to say.
Very weird.
Welcome to my world. He is as white as I am.
Russell Westbrook.
No. Russell Westbrook, I'm top 10 PER, incredible.
He's been.
I mean, he's in the top 20. He has to be
He
top
is. I
20.
think he's 18th.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin
No.
confused me with the white stuff.
Yeah.
Why don't you just name a white player then?
Okay.
What about Luka Doncic?
No.
I just watched him last night. Recency bias got me. Boy, he was nice.
He's so fun. Keith, you gonna strike out? Here's another clue. Name one of the best players in the NBA.
Oh. So why haven't I named a single Warrior? We can just have it.
Chuck's
Kevin Durant.
Correct.
Yeah.
You could stay on that
Steph
if you'd
Curry.
like.
Thank you, Chuck.
Steph Curry. There you go. Now it's really just 2 white guys left.
Now there's just 2 white guys.
This is gonna stump me.
Steph Curry was the mostly white guy.
Mostly white. He's mocha. Damn.
White guy.
White guy. Gotta be a center.
Definitely centers.
Oh. Sabonis.
Correct.
Marc Gasol.
No.
What?
I wish.
What?
The one you guys couldn't get was Vucci Man.
Vucci.
Who is
Vucevic.
4th?
Of course.
Sabonis at 8th.
Yeah, he's
Delicious.
great. I just traded for him in fantasy.
That was a macadamia nut cookie.
He's great.
That was great. I got the DeMarcus
He's fun to watch,
Sabonis
too.
there.
Who?
I think that's a win. That's a win for me, technically.
I think you guys both struck out, but I just wanted to fill it
Yeah,
out.
that's cool.
That was enjoyable.
Speaking of Luka
Thank
Doncic,
you,
are we going to have a fanboy
Patreon.
party? A Luka fanboy party? Because I'm on board. I hate
Luka
rookies.
Hall, Luka Doncic, Patreon-supported fanboy party.
That's it.
Let's get to our steak and eggs best thing.
Oh,
so
yeah, we
wrap it
gotta-
up.
Oh, my God, we're not even
We're
a
not even
steak and
steak and
eggs.
eggs.
Yeah, we got.
Jesus Christ, I got to go home.
We're pressed for time. But anyway, if you want to support us, submit your own questions. Patreon.com/FastBreakBreakfast. All right, steak and eggs, best thing. What's the best thing you saw in the last week or 2 weeks?
I'm pretty impressed with DeMar DeRozan on the Spurs.
They are all up and down.
Yeah,
The Spurs lost by 50.
right.
That's insane.
Pop hates three-pointers.
Yeah.
Well, what's impressing you? DeMar's had some great games, and then some they get smoked.
I just feel like he has fit in, like... So when I watch the Spurs now, like, it is clearly his team, which I did not expect to see. I thought there would be, like, a push and a pull with LaMarcus. And to me, every time I watch the Spurs, DeMar's dialed in. It's his team. They go as he goes, which, because it's DeMar DeRozan, when he goes poorly, that can really be flames, as we've seen in playoffs years past. But, I mean, he just seems to have been... Like, that trade, I think that trade worked for both teams in hindsight.
Yeah, I think it was a... I want to say it's a great trade for both teams. Obviously,
Right.
great trade.
I mean,
for
I'd
the
rather
Raptors.
have MVP candidate Kawhi Leonard.
It's a better trade for the Spurs than I think the quote unquote blow it up, get a young guy option.
Right.
The Spurs. Well, the Spurs are kind of, I don't know, they're not in a great spot right now.
They're not in a great spot, but if I had told you the DeMar DeRozan-led Spurs were going to be favorites over the Houston Rockets at this point in the season, would you be pleased?
With no.
Well, that's a trick, and that actually,
That is a trick.
That actually leads into my steak and eggs. We've mentioned it before. The Rockets are in 14th. I hate the Rockets. So I
believe in them.
I'm enjoying the Rockets are 14th, but this also goes to the thing I'm enjoying is, again, this is my par fadeaway like 3 weeks ago. There's a 14-team playoff race in the West.
Yeah.
There's still a 14-team playoff
It's
race.
nuts.
And it's, again, so that thing I mentioned earlier about John Schumann's stats saying like a team that has won 11 games through 20 of their first 20 in the West over the last 15 full seasons only has a 55% chance of making the playoffs. If you're under 10 wins 20 games into the year, you're normally not making the playoffs. On average, like the standings after the quarter mark of the season are your standings for the playoffs.
Right.
14 out of 16 on average.
Yeah.
That's 7 out of 8. That's 80, what is that, 87.5% of your teams are already in the playoffs. The standings right now don't reflect what anyone predicted, and I'm loving that. However, 538, based on what they anticipate the healthy Rockets to be, still give the Rockets a 95% chance of making the playoffs. Much like you mentioned earlier, the Grizzlies only have a 35% chance of making the playoffs. But it's all just a toss-up. Like the Timberwolves, again, look great. Number one in the NBA in defense since the Jimmy Butler trade. So I'm curious, what do you guys think? Who do you guys think are going to make the playoffs?
Yeah, the Rockets are 5 games out of first and 14th. The Clippers are number one in the West, and I don't think that's sustainable at all. That's a good team being coached very well, but they're not, I don't believe in the Rooster to be
Here comes the Rooster.
the savior of L.A. Clipperland.
Muscular Rooster this year.
I see a bunch of teams regressing and a bunch of teams regressing. So I think we're going to see a second half or the last 3 quarters of the season, teams go on like crazy streaks.
You quit subtweeting the Grizzlies right to my face.
I'm just saying,
this.
historically, that does not happen.
Right.
Historically,
Right.
you don't have the standings get flipped.
Right.
Somebody's got to remain
So,
in the darkness.
So then the
probably
question-
the Jazz and the Rockets
I think the Jazz are toast.
aren't both making the playoffs.
Right.
That would be like a very statistically outlierish.
You're spoiling my
outlier-
worst of the week.
ish.
I know this is like against LeBron's tradition of when he joins a team, they stink. But I think the Lakers are probably going to be looking out from the play, looking in at the playoffs. I think the Lakers are going to. I think the Lakers aren't. I don't believe that thing's going to keep going well.
So
Here's a more likely candidate, Chuck. If you're looking for somebody to fall out, let's try on the Mavs. For
the
size.
Mavs for sure.
They're barely in now.
Yeah.
well, but they're on fire, and
Yeah.
they're learning.
8-2.
They're learning that the team is Doncic's.
Yeah.
Doncic's. All
Yeah,
these
but-
words are so hard to say.
Yeah, Doncic.
But I just don't think I'm excited about Luka as the next guy. But I don't think they're here to stay.
But they're getting
in a disgustingly
JJ Barea
competitive
is balling.
He's amazing.
He's old as hell, but
Golden
still
State is making the playoffs.
incredible. Golden for sure. Lock.
Denver is making the playoffs.
Denver.
I was hesitant, but I think Denver is making the playoffs.
I could see Portland kind of doing a dumb thing and exploding.
I like Portland.
I think the Thunder are definitely making
Thunder
the
are
playoffs.
making the playoffs.
for sure.
Okay, so OKC. Portland, I would be stunned if they didn't make the playoffs.
I would too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 4
And the Pelicans?
Lakers, I would be stunned.
if they missed.
As down as I am,
That you
See,
think
and I hate watching them
So
play.
Chuck thinks you're predicting the Lakers don't make the playoffs. Is that what
I
you're saying right
think
now?
I think they're probably going to be
I think Lakers are definitely in.
Yeah, I've got those 5 as
I think it's
slam
recency
dunks.
bias. I think those guys
5
are going to.
The Clippers right now sitting on this Thursday afternoon, they're 14-6. It would be stunning if you missed the playoffs after starting 14-6.
I don't think you're going to get into the playoffs in the West with a negative point differential, and currently the Lakers have that. And that's like, right now the teams that don't, the team that isn't in the playoff race in the West or isn't currently in is New Orleans. And they have a pretty good. They have the same point differential as the Grizzlies, pretty much.
I think the Pelicans are in a world of hurt. I don't believe in the Pelicans. I don't think the Pelicans can make it. They're 500. They're also with the home away splits. Mm-hmm. So the Pelicans are 9-2 at home, 2-9 on the road. Similar things with the Timberwolves. Again, the Jimmy Butler trade actually matched up with easing of the schedule because they've just been on a West Coast trip. They're 9-3 at home, 2-8 on the road. If you're looking at the Jazz, and I don't know if I'm stepping on your cream of wheat, John.
It's fine.
The Jazz at home are 2-6
with elevation.
At home, they're 2-6. However, they've played on the road.
Tabernacle elevation.
They've played 8 games at home, 14 on the road. They're actually 8-6 on the road. So it's all confusing. And now, of course, they got the white savior.
Well, I got it.
Kyle Korver.
Oh, I know.
Anyway,
I still
he
think
looks
the Rockets
like
are going to make the playoffs.
Kyle Korver.
I think that's 6 teams. I think there's jockeying for 2 slots, really.
So, yeah, I also...
the Rockets are hurt. They're arguably most important player is
but
not on the court.
what's wrong with Chris Paul?
He's not
banged up?
I'm saying as far as this
is he
team's,
going to keep missing games?
This team's evaluation goes, you can't say that team is going to continue to be bad if Chris Paul is on the court.
I agree with that statement.
And that and they were the best team in the league last year,
so,
pretty much.
Do any of us think the Spurs are making it? They're 10-11. I'm out on the Spurs. I don't think they can make it.
So if you're out on the Spurs, who's in?
I think the Clippers. So I have Warriors, Nuggets, Thunder, Portland, Lakers, Rockets, Clippers, and then I have one spot left. And I think it might, I want to say Utah because that goes with like my early in the season prediction.
No.
It's the Grizzlies. Sorry, Sacramento Kings fans. I love watching your team play. I'm not considering you guys. So it's either, the Spurs, the Jazz, the Timberwolves, the Pelicans, the Grizzlies. Those 5 teams, one probably gets in.
Right.
And the Grizzlies are 2 games up on them, but that's at this point that's a toss up. Yeah. I can't say the Jazz, even though I feel like that's weak.
Wow.
Go with the Jazz.
Well, if you're looking at the team and how these teams and how they're constructed, the fundamentals of their rosters and their coaching and all of that, that's what I'm making these like predictive assumptions on. So San Antonio, to me, has a great chance of getting in just because of the pedigree and the hashtag culture. So that matters, I think. Like the Pelicans, if I have to if it's a coin flip and I have to choose one, I'm going with the team that's been there before, and that the Memphis has been there. These are teams that have been in playoff races.
I think 3 teams that are currently not in the Western playoff standings. I think will get in.
So the Rockets.
I think that.
So I actually screwed up, as commonly happens when I speak out loud.
Yeah.
I named 9 teams.
Yeah.
I don't. So if I leave the Jazz out, Warriors, Nuggets, Thunder, Trailblazers, Rockets. I didn't screw up. I wrote Rockets twice. Okay.
Good job.
So I'm good.
They're so bad you had to put them
Clippers
twice.
and Lakers and the Jazz. Let's say it. Yeah. I was worried that not one of those is going to get in.
Well,
anyway, that's
a hard question.
It's a crazy hard question. But
not so hard in the East.
Oh yeah.
although Chuck's horrific Miami Heat are a mere, I think, 2 games back. Just 2 games back.
Yeah,
so they're still alive.
They're fighting injury. I will preach why Miami is bad to you guys right now because that's my job.
And they're awfully banged up.
They are. James Johnson hasn't played most of the year. He is one of the most important players on their team.
That's an indictment.
But when he was healthy, he can contribute, he can facilitate, he can score, and he can play defense. Like,
let's move. Chuck, did you have a steak and eggs?
No. Miami sucks. The past.
That's just steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs. All right.
I know. Yeah, life sucks. Basketball fandom is
the
terrible.
cream of wheat. Worst of week. What's your worst thing? Is it Chuck? Your
That's
Miami Heat.
They have not won a game
0-7, baby.
in the Vice uniforms.
You got to burn
That's
them.
really, really unsettling.
You gotta burn
and I'm
them.
really worried they're going to jettison
Yeah, because
the